I won't be spoiling anything in this video. Stay tuned as I explain why this book is the perfect length. The book, Elder Race. The author, Adrian Tchaikovsky. The tagline, sci-fi and fantasy together in one story, done well. My rating? Let's get into it. Any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. Arthur C. Clarke. So what is this story? For starters, this story is audacious for combining sci-fi and fantasy in one. It's been done before, but I'm not talking about the type like the Wheel of Time, where previous ages have more advanced tech. I'm talking about a girl with a sword standing shoulder to shoulder with a guy with a weapon satellite. Intrigued? Let's keep going. We begin with Linnes's fourth daughter. Linnes's world is being threatened by a demon, so she travels to awaken Nir-Goth, an ancient wizard who is bound with a blood oath to protect her family. However, as Nir would say, Nir is not a wizard. He's a wizard, or at best, a wizard. The world doesn't have the term for scientist or scholar. The translations all morph into the one word, wizard. And therein lies the issue. Nir is actually an anthropologist. He's been left in stasis to monitor the planet's inhabitants below him. His time away in stasis has led to a drift in understanding of Lin's language, so the two have to play catch-up to understand each other. This translation gap is a big part of the story, since the words that they speak are not the words that they hear. Adrian plays with this gap throughout the story. There's a great chapter where it's used to full effect, where Nir tries to explain his background, and Lin can only hear the myth behind it. A quick note on Nir. Nir literally descends from on high, from his ivory tower, to begin the quest with Lin. He is plagued by inner struggle, wanting to protect those he loved, but frozen to act with his training telling him to stay on the sidelines. This is a critique against anthropologists and academics who stand on the sidelines to stay neutral and pure, which can come at the cost of losing parts of yourself. He numbs himself with some computer augmentations, but his feelings still bubble up under the surface. I thought it was a nice touch. So why does this story work? Let me tell you why I like this novella, but first, why is it different from his other work? To start, Adrian Tchaikovsky is a fantastic, prolific science fiction writer. I loved Children of Time. Outside of Charlotte's Web, I can't think of any other story where a central character is a spider, let alone one that you care for. However, when I moved to the sequel, Children of Ruin, my brain froze. I was stuck. It was because I needed a memory dump. The problem I face with his writing is Adrian writes densely. He does not often zoom the camera out to describe the setting poetically, and rarely zooms in to hear some ruminations or philosophy. He's inventive with his characters. He eschews the generic orcs, goblets, and robots that you might expect from sci-fi and fantasy. Instead, he chooses characters like spiders and rats, and makes them something more. Each sentence packs in more and more detail, layering in clearly researched depth to the world, line by line. But without the quiet pauses between info dumps and pursuing the plot, no quote shines out to me as beautiful or a clever sentiment. This inventiveness also makes it hard for me to attach to or recall some of his stories, as he's avoiding those standard tropes. He still uses tropes, it's inevitable, but to me not properly. Let's get into that further. This is something I thought I would never say, but tropes can be good. Tropes are helpful because they can shortcut certain ideas, and they're sticky. You don't have to work hard to recall a hero's journey story where a wizard with a long beard sends a boy off on a quest. Shortcutting gives you the narrative space to get into the meat of what you really want to talk about. Journeys are not just about the destination. The creativity he brings is both his strength and his weakness. When I think back on his writing, I don't look at it for life lessons, but to enjoy fresh ideas in a hard science dish. So why is Elder Race the perfect length? For starters, it's a novella. The word count inherently cuts down on the mental bandwidth. Adrian still supplies the info dumps that we know and love from him. But this time, the story is filled with tropes. You know where you stand narratively, with universal ideas like a wise old man and a plucky young girl facing guilt over inaction and self-sacrifice and the desperation to earn respect. Like any good writer, he inverts some tropes, but either way, the story sticks. After I put the book down, I could appreciate the writing Adrian did. Transitioning between the established sci-fi and fantasy genres to, work those corners and explore the gap between realities and legends. It was done well. There are certain expectations with these stories, and it's tough to blend them without feeling jarring. I would rate Elder Race a 4 out of 5 stars. It says what it needs to say, and it gets out. The main takeaway that Adrian leaves us with is, even if the details of a heroic myth are not quite real, the people involved and the emotions they feel are. Thanks for watching. I enjoyed this one because it allowed me to think about the narrative structure and the way stories are told. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you in the next one.